I was going through grief. I was going through that loss, and there were some people that were like, the way they related to me was like, so what? And I'm like, are you crazy? Like, somebody died in front of me. Are you whining me? Like, a lot of people were just acting. God, a lot of people were acting weird. A lot of people were like, oh, you're holding on to the pain too much. I'm like,
Hi, China.
hey, Jojo,
Welcome to Bios.
thank you for having me.
Alrighty. Okay, so where are you from?
State of origin or state of birth?
Origin.
Okay, state of origin, I'm from Abia State,
Okay.
Umuahia, to be precise.
Yeah.
I don't know the local government. Should I say the local government too?
No, there's no need. Okay, so where did you grow up?
Grew, born and raised in Lagos.
Hi, a Lagos kid. All right. So, what
Yeah,
was your childhood like?
my childhood has like I remember, I had like different stages.
Okay.
Um, the first stage I would say was um, nice, like being a child,
Yeah.
being a little boy. My parents always caring for me, always defending me, always, especially for my senior brothers
Yeah.
at them, and it was nice. And then it got to a point that changed, and it was like, okay, you're growing up now, and I'd start defending myself from my brothers. I know how that can be like, and we're all boys, so
How many siblings do you have,
four boys.
including you? Yeah.
I'm the third.
The third. Ah, okay. Okay, so what is your relationship like with your siblings?
Yeah, that also goes with like the stages I had growing up. So at first it was nice. I remember before my last born, my younger was born. I was the younger at that time, so
Yeah.
um, in the car, yeah,
Yeah.
we're already three boys. I know usually like the car, the back seat has like three headrests normally. So and I love the middle seat. It felt so comfy, it felt so safe. Being beside two people and it was just nice. The earlier stages was nice. We were just looking out for each other, playing and all of that. And then as we kept growing up, we're boys. There will be a lot of roughness, and that just it just kept happening. I guess that rowdiness, that okay, everybody in each other's faces. I would say that the fight caused a lot of rift between us, and because to be honest, like fights and disagreements were like always happening.
Mhm.
And our parents being busy and not always like in that period of our lives, they were always busy. And then we're at home by ourselves. And when we fight and maybe one of us stops the fight, like there's no person to say, you guys should stop fighting. He's your brother. Don't do that. Correct us and cause us to um, make amends. We didn't have that because like the fight was gone. Okay, we had aunties that were at home with us. So it's not like we were left
Mhm.
alone. But like the house was pretty spacious. So like there's this wing or part of the house, and then there's that part of the house. So before the auntie that is doing something on that side like knows that we're fighting, the fight already go like it's already gone far.
Yeah. Now you guys don't have like a strong bond or any bond at all.
We have a bunch, we have brother, we are bonded by blood. um, so yeah, so we didn't. I think we didn't know how to make amends after fights or disagreements.
Yeah.
So it's affected our bond.
Yeah.
So now it's all hard guy at home. So it's like there's no much of that mushy brotherly
Yeah.
love and stuff. But we good though. We good.
Awesome. What about your parents? What was your relationship with them like?
Well, it's been up and down.
Hmm.
Like I said when I was younger, started getting busy a lot. Like a lot. I remember in primary school, and school was big. So it's like the staff school of Unilag,
Yeah.
and it was at Idiaraba. That is like the medical college part of Unilag. And imagine that kind of big school, and like we're the last to go home on a number of occasions, like a lot of times. So they were always busy. My dad was always busy. It got to a period that he was traveling a lot, so we didn't really see him.
Oh, what did you do for a living?
Well, as a primary school, he worked in a bank. I didn't know like what department in the bank per se, but he worked in a bank.
And your mom?
My mom, she's been a teacher like, all her life.
In staff school?
Sorry?
In the staff school?
No.
Somewhere else.
She's been teaching now. She owns her own school.
Nice.
But then, like working for someone else,
Yeah.
it was demanding. She was like, and she was the headmistress, so she wasn't just.
Hmm.
I think did she start from being a teacher there? Well, she's worked in other schools, but like the one well, I remember all the schools she's worked in, probably, yeah. But like at that time when I was in primary school, where she was working in, she was the headmistress, so she has to make sure everything is all right and on point, and that really took a lot of her time. My mom is, I should be giving her big props because she's actually the creative person in our family, but it doesn't actually, we don't see it because she's like working hard all the time, like being a teacher, now owning her own school, and I guess we are too focused on the teaching aspect, and she's actually very creative. Like, oh my god, my mom is, now that I think about it, being a fashion designer actually, like, I didn't know it until like few years back, that it was actually her that inspired, because in one of our houses she used to run a tailoring shop. So tailors she had tailors working for her, and she knows how to sew too. So like
Hmm.
while she was teaching, she had her own tailoring shop, and my mom has been providing for the family for a long time, fam.
Your mom?
Like wow, now that I'm thinking about it, it's crazy. I think that's where I got the hustle spirit too from.
Got the what? The
Got
hustle
the hustle
spirit?
spirit from.
Are you big on family?
Sorry?
Are you big on family?
Am I big on family?
Yes.
I like to say yes and no.
Okay.
Um, family. I'm big on family. I love when there are people I can that I can call my home.
Yeah.
Like having those people that you can be real around them, that they know you, that you know them, they know you. Like there's that freedom, there's that trust, there's that love, there's that care, there's that vulnerability. Um, it's nice. So yes, on the no side, being a hard guy is important in life. Don't get me wrong. It's like I don't want to like go into a feminist, masculine or man versus woman life thing, but like being a guy, you have to actually, in as much as family is key, it's good to have that. It's good to have like where when you've done your hardest, you've tried your best, you're putting in the major work, you have group of people that you can go to and like relax. You can go to and vent. You can go to and like pray with. You can go to and just cry. See guys cry like God. And like just going to where you can like cry, break down, show love, let someone care for you, you caring for someone, like having all of that is important, but also knowing that too much of that is, I hope this makes sense, but knowing that you shouldn't let that be a crutch. You should also know how to stand on your own. You should also know how to work hard. You also know how to like take your L and move on. Know how to like go against the grain and all of that. So
What's the saddest you've ever been?
I don't think there's one time I've been so sad. I think there are like so far like three different periods in my life that was really sad. Um, when I lost my friend, it was crazy. It's like I saw like my friend passed away right in front of me, and it was. Let me see if I can explain. It was. I can't call it a shock. A shock is still. A shock feels like a mild description of it. Why you see someone like just slump in front of you, like 1 minute ago, you guys were like gisting and having fun, and he just slumps. It's like at first I thought he was joking because he's a jokester normally, and I was like, bro, get up. And then when I saw that it was for real, it was like my brain went blank. My emotions, I wasn't feeling anything at that point because it was like I was in a daze. I was in like, no, now. If I thought people want to die, it's a bit more dramatic. If a person was sick for a while, then person in the hospital, like you can understand that process. Or if there was violence going on, somebody got struck, maybe hit with a bullet, maybe she got struck by something like you would normally see in the movies or in a book or something like that. But this was, it's like death just showed up. It's like no prior notice, no nothing. And yet again, I was, I have series of points in my life that I was angry with God. Yet again, I was like, at first I was like, what the absolute hell is going on? It's like, till we got to OAU Health Center. I'm not saying anything about OAU Health Center. Everybody that knows OAU Health Center knows OAU Health Center is a sham. It's like on a normal day, that place should have like 1,000 lawsuits, probably a couple arrests, but anyhow, sha. So we rushed him down. Like when he slumped, we rushed him down there. The moment we got there, the way they attended to us was like, "Oh, put him there." And I'm like, "Bro, you have to be joking me, right?" Even if somebody fainted, even if like, I don't know if it's just me, but it's like if somebody like should be dizzy and just faint, there's a way you attend to the person. Like, oh, oh, oh. I mean, like you even see like people that do combat sports. When one gets knocked out, you see the way the referee and the medics quickly attend to the person. It's like, yeah, they signed up for it, but that doesn't mean like you shouldn't try and save them or try and give them first aid or mitigate whatever is going on. All of that happened. He passed. I was enraged, man. After that, I was just numb for a long period. Like I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know how to act. I didn't know how to think. I remember because he passed on a Saturday. The next day was Sunday. Funny enough, he's an artist too. And on like Friday, when we like he was in my house on Friday, we are all gisting, and he was like, "Oh, he has this gig that he's to design a a cover for an artist song, and he was working on it. Was showing us options. Should he do it like this? Should he do it like that? And no, we're giving each other props. That same day that he was around on Friday, we I even had like a job offer, so I had to submit like a proposal. So when like we get guys all talking about their dreams and their futures and their goals, and like, oh more guys, people are beginning to see us and notice our work, and it was all of that. And when he died on Saturday, when he passed, the next day was Sunday. I mean, I have a job proposal I have to still submit. Like I'm working on the proposal like this, and I'm breaking that. Like that's when I knew that I could multitask. Like I was breaking, and I have to say this like by the way, like what Burna Boy, Fireboy, in fact everybody on that Wakanda Forever album, because that was when the movie came out, and that album was so spot. It's like everything we were feeling, he said it in the song, especially that Stormzy song too on the album. It was like we all couldn't listen to that song without breaking down. It was crazy. And I'm working on the proposal. I'm in tatters, man. I'm like, and as I was working on it, I'm like I'm working on the proposal. I'm breaking down. I'm like, God, why? Like I couldn't make sense of anything. That period of my life, the only thing that kept me going was to keep going. Because if I had stopped for a minute to take in what happened, what I just witnessed, what I went through, it's like nah. I'll be a mess. I would have been a mess for a longer period of time. But that day, which was a Sunday, the day after I passed, after I worked on the proposal to a certain extent, I was like, I need to go to church. I felt that day if I didn't come to, and I actually came to church late. I came like towards closing prayer because I was working on the proposal all day. I was like, if I don't go to church, because I like before like two times I've felt that sadness, that lowness, and fighting with God and running away from God, it didn't change things. So I just knew that I have to be in church. I have to like see pastor. I just homo. After I worked to a certain extent, I just had my bag, got dressed, left the house, came to church, and got to church, and I couldn't even pray that closing prayer. Like pastor was like, you people are blessed, closing declarations like he usually does, this and that. I just went to one corner of the church and just like I just sat down. I was just trying to say amen, amen, because I was funny enough since he passed, like that 24 hours he passed, I didn't really cry. Like even if I cried, it was like really quiet sobs because I couldn't let myself break down. I was in a darkness that, like I said, the only emotion, if it's even an emotion, was to keep going. So I kept going. Schoolwork. I was doing schoolwork. Like when my friends or the people around me that were close to him were unable to walk, were going through their own grief one way or the other. The only way I knew how to go through mine was work. And I was working. I was working. Schoolwork, personal work. I just kept working, and I was just. One thing I noticed, I didn't feel light in me anymore. There's a way you are alive. You know that okay, there's joy in you. There's like this hope in you. There's like this light in your eyes. Me myself, I literally knew that there was no light in my eyes. I sure came out of it. I'm grateful for the people that helped me out of it. Um, I'm grateful for Pastor Hussein. I'm grateful for the people that checked up on me. There are a few people that checked up on me that period because that period was wild in the sense that I was going through grief. I was going through that loss, and there were some people that were like, the way they related to me was like, so what? And I'm like, that period, like I call out a lot of people were cut out from my life that period because I was like, I thought you were close, but you're acting like, are you crazy? Like somebody died in front of me. Are you whining me? Like a lot of people were just acting. God, a lot of people were acting weird. A lot of people were like, oh, you're holding on to the pain too much. I'm like, ah, like, I know that. Now that I remember, it's so funny because I'm like, I'm holding on to the pain too much. How? Because to be honest, that period, I didn't. Maybe there was only one person I tried to like unburden myself to. That period, I didn't unburden myself to anybody. So when people were like, when the people that were moving mad, that's how I would describe them. They were really moving mad, and they were like giving me the attitude or the vibe of, so what? That doesn't mean you should act like this. That doesn't mean you should act like that. In my mind, I'm like, I'm never acting any kind of way to you. Like, if I was to really act to you, like, you would get it. But like, so I cut a lot of people off that time, and uh, now the people that found me, the people that checked up on me, were people that I was not expecting to check up on me. Um, Pastor Hussein, one way or the other, that period he was mad busy. But later on, I found out that he was still checking up on me in different ways. Um, Olainka, Tomiwa, they came to my house one night. Like, funny thing about that night was I was sad that day. I was like trying to, was a period when I was trying to come out of like that sadness. And that day I was like, it's like the sadness was drawing me back to it. And I was like, I prayed, I was like, God, please. Like, I didn't know who to call. Like I said, people were acting funny that period. There was nobody, like, I was literally in a mess and there was nobody to call. I didn't want to call my mom because I was like, the thing about me is that if I know that you have issues too,
You avoid
I will
them.
not carry my issues to
Oh.
you, no matter how mighty my. Like, see, even if my issues are about to kill me, I know that you have issues too, and because we're close, I know I'll probably not tell you about what I'm going through, because I'm like, people say it's not good, but I'm like, I've weighed it in my head. You have issue, I have issue. Should I bring my issue and add to you? But for real though, like, reach out to people when you're sad, reach out to people when you're down. I'm not sure we do it, sure, but if you should do it, say like I'm doing it now, and it's nice. I think the issue is like finding the people you could actually do that with. Because like I said, the first people I tried to do it with were moving mad.
Yeah, I think people just don't know how to act around grief.
For me, it's not a valid excuse because you don't. There is no handbook on this is how you act around grief, or this is how you act around people grieving. Like if there's a book that somebody described how people should act, God bless the author, but like it's not necessary because I'm like, if you see your friend is sad, you obviously tell them sorry. I know sometimes like just words don't seem to be enough,
Yeah.
but trust me, like it's enough. Like just presence alone is enough. Like you hear, oh, your friend is going through this. You just going and being with them. You don't even have to say anything. Like imagine, okay, imagine this scenario. You are sad and you have someone you can call, and the person just comes. And because we are going through a whole lot, and because the two of you understand each other, you can just break down in front of the person and be crying, and like the person doesn't need to say anything. The person just needs to hold you. The person just needs to be there with you, and the person just needs to be there with you. And after you cry finish, like you finish crying, like whew, you feel better because you just had that space to be vulnerable. Most of the time, that's what we all need. But some people that say they don't know how to act when people are grieving, I'm like, you are either not matured or you don't have sense or you don't know how to love. So, so that day, I prayed. I was like, God, and this wanted to check on me. And I was just in my house, and I think I alone at home that day, and someone just knocked on my gate, and I saw it was Inka and Tommy. I was like, wow, okay, so God is still here. That's nice. I just knew that God is still with me. Like this thing, as messy as it seems, God still make it work out for my good. And yeah,
All right, China. Thank you for sharing.
you're welcome.